The support here is really palpable, Matt. It's not because they're crazy, Trump supporters like we maybe sometimes characterize them in the UK. It's because to them, Trump is the incumbent with a strong record. They think he can get things done. They think he can shake things up.
Republican voters in Iowa will have their say on who's the party's presidential nominee when they vote today. Donald Trump is expected to win the caucuses in the Midwestern state, having held a commanding lead in the polls. Well, JL Partners James Johnson, who you all know is a regular with us here on Times Radio when we do our monthly focus groups, he's in Iowa and joins us now. Hi, James.
Good morning, Matt, from a minus 28 degrees Iowa.
James, what are you doing outside? It looks absolutely freezing.
Matt, this is purely for you. We knew you wanted snow. It literally is just for you.
It looks very, very cold there. It looks very, very... But the race to become the Republican nominee is hotting up, James.
It really is. It's the day. It's the day people have been waiting for a year. These candidates have put millions of dollars, hundreds and thousands of miles into their presidential campaigns, and this is the moment. And Donald Trump is going in with a big lead. There are rumours that Ron DeSantis might land a better result than some are expecting, but it's hard to see anything here, Matt, that doesn't end up in at least a victory for Donald Trump.
Now, just to explain to people who don't follow these things, what is actually happening today? How does it work? Because obviously in this country, you're going into a general election, the leaders of the main parties, and they're the ones who go in. So exactly what are people in Iowa doing today, albeit wading through quite deep snow to do it?
Yes, well, so this is the first of the primary season, so it's a caucus. So basically what happens is all of these states will vote for delegates. Those delegates will go to the RNC in summer, and the number of delegates that are elected in these primaries that take place amongst Republican Party voters and others will then go to the convention and crown who becomes the presidential nominee. And Iowa is number one. It's also a little bit different to some of the others in that it's a caucus. You turn up at a community center or a primary school or anywhere else, and you talk to other Republicans, you gather around the table or the corner of the candidate you're supporting, and then you pop a secret ballot in the box. So it's a little bit more different, a little bit more of a social experience.
And so Donald Trump ahead in the polls. Is this a question of, is it the most interesting thing, who comes second?
I think so. These results, they're all about momentum. Often you get a candidate who wins, but if a candidate has a stronger second, they become the story. Now, Donald Trump's a little bit of a hostage to fortune there because the polling has shown him doing so well. So if Donald Trump comes below 40% in Iowa, that's the number to watch for. If he's below 40%, people will start to question, is he beatable in the primaries? On the flip side, if Donald Trump gets more than 50%, then I think a lot of people will be saying this race is all but done. There is a race for second between Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, and Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina. That's a very close race. The polls have that within just a few percentage points. My money is on Ron DeSantis by a margin. He's got a very strong ground game here. And a lot of Nikki Haley's support is bolstered by Democrats and independents. They can technically vote in the caucus, but in these temperatures, I'm not sure how she's going to get them all out.
And what prospect then, if, for instance, one of them comes second, will there be pressure for the other one and even Vivek Ramaswamy to pull out to try and give a clear two-horse race between the Trump candidate and the not Trump candidate?
Yeah, there's a couple of candidates still in who are polling 1%. Asa Hutchinson, I actually went to one of his events and it was smaller than one of our focus groups, Matt, I hate to say. The look of utter disappointment on his face when I revealed that I was actually a British pollster rather than a keen Iowa supporter was something to behold. So I think you'd expect to see a few of those drop out. There will be a lot of pressure on Vivek Ramaswamy if he finishes with under 10%. The next big focus will be in New Hampshire. It's only in 8 days' time after this primary, so next Tuesday. And that's where Nikki Haley is in a much stronger position. Independents can vote in New Hampshire very easily. They might even be as many as half of the voters may well be independents. So she's going to have a good shot there. Then after that, we're on to Nevada, South Carolina, and then a lot of states on Super Tuesday. But let's be honest, Matt, if Donald Trump has a good lead today and other candidates don't drop out quickly, then it's going to be sewn up for Donald Trump. It needs to be a one-on-one race by Super Tuesday if anyone's got any chance of beating him. And the support here is really palpable, Matt. It's not because they're crazy, Trump supporters like we maybe sometimes characterize them in the UK. It's because to them, Trump is the incumbent with a strong record. They think he can get things done. They think he can shake things up. And they're annoyed about the court cases pursuing him. And that's behind a lot of his strength here.
Oh, thanks so much for that, James. James, just remind us how cold it is there.
-28. Matt, you know what? I've got two pairs of trousers on. It's a life first. It's possible, by the way, but it's a life first.
James, we really appreciate you going outside in the cold just for us, just so that I could see you on a Zoom surrounded by so. James Johnson there from JL Partners.